Nation, this is Nina. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that has been coming to my channel. Like this video, share this video, and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I drop my next one. We are going to get straight into part 3 of reading Justin B's lawyer's documents asking for dismissal. Again, we're going to just get straight into part 3. Leave your comments below respectfully and subscribe to my channel. As to the other Wayfair parties, the FAC alleges that Lively and or her agents or co-conspirators made statements to third parties, including the New York Times and other news outlets, to the effect that the Wayfair parties engaged in, permitted, and or failed to prevent SA misconduct toward Blake Lively and others, and retaliated against Blake Lively for reporting the alleged misconduct, including by propagating false and misleading narratives about Blake Lively for the purpose of damaging her image and career. As alleged, Blake Lively and the others told the New York Times a false and damning story about the insidious PR sabotage operation deployed as revenge for harassment complaints, with the knowledge and intent that the newspaper would publish the story. Also, the Sloan parties propounded a false smear campaign narrative designed to destroy the Wayfair parties. For the purposes of this motion, the bottom line is that the FAC alleges that Blake Lively orchestrated, participated in, and directed her agents to carry out a defamation campaign designed to ruin the reputations and careers of the Wayfair parties, construing the allegations in the FAC as true. There is sufficient evidence that Blake Lively took a responsible part in publishing each of the allegedly defamatory statements by approving or authorizing them prior to publication. See the case notes cited. Although the Wayfair parties submit that Blake Lively personally approved or authorized the defamatory statements made by the Sloan parties and Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively is liable regardless because she ratified them after the fact. In California, ratification is a well-established doctrine for assigning vicarious liability to a principal for torts, even where those torts are outside of the scope of the agency's relationship. See the case notes cited. California Appeals District, I think that's what that means. Section 587, 618, the theory of ratification is generally applied where an employer fails to investigate or respond to charges that an employee committed an intentional tort, such as assault or battery, quoting from another court case cited. An employer's failure to investigate or respond to charges that an employee has committed an intentional tort may be evidence of ratification by the employer. See court case cited. Ratification may occur when an employer learns of misconduct and fails to discharge an agent or employee. Whether an employer has ratified an agent's conduct is generally a factual question. Ratification is the voluntary election by a person to adopt in some manner as her own of an act which was purportedly done on her behalf by another person, the effects of which is to treat the act as if originally authorized by her. A purported agent's act may be adopted expressly, or it may be adopted by implication, based on conduct of the purported principal from which an intention to consent to or adopt the act may be fairly inferred, including conduct which is inconsistent with any reasonable intention on his or her part, other than that's the intended approving and adopting. See another court case cited. Internal citations and quotations, again, see the case that was cited. The effect of the ratification is that the authority which is given to the purported agent relates back to the time when he or she performed the act. And then moving down, it says a principal's failure to discharge an agent after learning of her wrongful acts may show ratification. Here, the Wayfair parties have alleged that Blake Lively fabricated her claims of SA and knew or had reason to know that there was no untraceable smear campaign. Assuming the truth of these allegations, as the court must for purposes of a 12 Section B.C. motion, it follows that Blake Lively knew the statements of the Sloan parties and Reynolds, which stated the opposite, contained falsehoods, and given that the Sloan parties were Blake Lively's public relations representatives and Ryan Reynolds, her husband, business partner, and the designated representative, it is reasonable to infer that the FAC alleges that they were speaking on her behalf or with her authorization. Not only did Blake Lively not immediately terminate the agency's relationship or retract or clarify their statements, she doubled and tripled down, ratifying them and making them her own. In such circumstances, the effect is that if Blake Lively had approved or authorized the statements at the time the Sloan parties and Ryan Reynolds made them. Restatement, third of agency. A principal is subject to direct liability to a third party harmed by an agent's conduct when the principal ratifies the agent's conduct. Further, in addition to authorizing an agent's otherwise unauthorized act, ratification may result in the creation of an agency's relationship where none previously existed. See court case cited. Finally, as previously discussed, Blake Lively engaged in confirmatory conduct, which suggests ratification. Such confirmatory conduct is not necessary, however, because a principal may ratify acts through conduct inconsistent with disapproval. See another court case cited. We are going to pause part 3 right there, and I'm going to come back with a part 4. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with every major breaking development concerning Blake Lively versus Justin B. with the It Ends With Us movie lawsuit. Leave your comments below respectfully. Until next time, be safe. Enjoy your day. Bye, guys.